Pokerstars is at it again as they have officially raised the rake, this time protecting the small and micro stakes tournament players out there from actually winning more money at poker. But don't let me tell you this, guys. Let's listen to player ambassador, the one who's out there for the players and got your best interests at heart, Negreanu, as he'll educate you more on what's going on.
Today's a tough day for Pokerstars.
Today? What happened today?
Oh, they raised the rake.
They also lowered the rake.
Oh, really?
They lowered the rake on time tournaments and they raised the penny up. They went from 1 penny to 2 penny.
Wait a second. Actually, maybe it's not a bad day because they lowered the rake at time tournaments, as Daniel says. What are time tournaments, you ask? Well, we'll get to more of that later, but currently there's 3 of them running up on the site, and I think they go up to about $7 in buy-in. So obviously they're a very popular format on the website.
And they raised the penny up. They went from 1 penny to 2 penny on other ones. But
and now luckily that's actually not true. Daniel said they made the rake 100% increase from 1 penny to 2 penny. And luckily they only raised the rake about, 20% from 10% to 12.2% at the micro stakes and small stakes tournaments under a $20 buy-in.
everyone's going nuts. They actually cut their time
Sounds like a
tournaments in half.
100% increase to me.
Well, the time, no, the time it knows it would be, right? But in the time tournaments, they went from like 10% to 5%. And then in the micro stakes tournaments, there's like a 1 penny rake, they went to 2 penny.
Now Daniel laughs about this. Everyone's freaking out. Why is everybody freaking out, Daniel? Why would they be doing this? Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever dreamed of playing a tournament, but instead of playing down to a winner and winning a big prize, the tournament might end after 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and then however many players are left, all those players with chips get some percentage of the prize pool? Don't fucking lie. You have not dreamed about that. If you've dreamed about that, click off my video. I don't want you watching my stuff, but I know you guys, no one's dreamed about that. But luckily, Daniel's advocating that, but they lowered the rake in these from 10% to actually 6%. He says 5%, it's actually 6%, Daniel. Get your figures straight here. And there's 3 of them running on the site right now, and they go up to a $7.70 buy-in. So, yeah, that's great. Thank you. Guys, I do want to let you know, podcast schedule this week. We're going to be having on the Young Prince Fedor Holes on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm recording a podcast with the legend, Gus Hansen. We have high-stakes tournament player Dominique Nietzsche on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have the Staples brother trainer, Mike Vacanti, who helped them win their prop bet yesterday on the podcast, either Friday or Saturday. Yesterday, we recorded an epic, legendary podcast with Barry Greenstein. That is one of the best poker podcasts I've ever heard of. So check those out, guys. Those are going to be on my YouTube channel and on iTunes. Let's focus on what are people freaking out about, guys? What was everybody freaking out about? Well, what they've decided to do now is they've decided to protect the recreational player even further and they put out a nice notice on their site. They will endeavor to give you advance notice on such changes whenever commercially reasonable. We are now providing players with a notice of an upcoming fee modification. All right, so they gave a nice 1-week notice. Luckily for them, they didn't put down how much they were increasing the multi-table tournament with a buy-in out of less than 20, because they probably didn't want to tell you we're raising at 20%. And they hit it on this other page. They talked about where you can find it in the tournament. All right, so we want to find out where it's at, right? Well, luckily, Pokerstars has decided that they don't want to trouble the recreational player with a number, a plus sign. These small recreational player minds, they can't possibly fucking fathom seeing a number buy-in and then plus that. They're so confused. So Stars has made it super easy for everyone out there. Thank you guys so much. You guys are just doing God's work out there. They just put it nice, 1 number on there. But if you want to figure out how much you're paying for rake, let me kind of take you through it. Let me show you how it's done. So it's pretty simple. Here's what you're going to do. You go to the tournament lobby page, and then you're going to go, of course, to the structure page. Then the structure page, you're going to go halfway down to the buy-in area. You're going to look for the buy-in, and you're going to read in there, and it's going to say, okay, buy-ins added to the prize pool, this 120. Every buy-in is retained by Pokerstars. Okay, perfect, cool. So now we look at, well, what's the big change here? What's happened here? So before, if you played an $11 tournament, it would, of course, be a $10 plus 1. Now, Pokerstars is actually just going to keep it that $11 in the lobby, but they're going to take $1.20 now instead of just $1. So you can go through the tournaments and you can see what's been impacted what. And now, if you're out there wondering why have you not heard about this, I think that's a great question, because I've not seen any of the influencers on Pokerstars talk about this yet publicly. I've not seen Negreanu, Pokerstars have released any information like that. I don't know if they're sending out messages to people letting them know about this rake increase. maybe they just don't think people don't care, right? I think the only thing I've really heard is Dan Negreanu laughing about it on Poker After Dark, and oh, I guess you gotta raise the rate. They looked at the rates and they said they're looking at the straight sheets and they said, hey, guys are winning too much money. We gotta raise the rate. All right, okay, I can understand that. I take his word for it. He's obviously proven to be a man that has a fucking idea what he's talking about when it comes to changes Pokerstars is making and why they're making them. And now you kind of think about, all right, why would they do this? And, I don't know. I'm not really sure why they would decide to do this. Why would they protect you poor old micro stakes, small stakes, recreational poker players? So I'm just kind of beginning my investigation into Pokerstars and kind of figuring out more of the decisions and why they're making these decisions. And I mean, ideally, it seems to me that they want to leverage you for every last dime and cent that you have possibly to your name, and they want to take as many winning poker players who cash out of the ecosystem in any type of way, eliminate them completely at some point in time. And they're kind of it seems like they're easing their way in a little bit. So they make this change here in the micro stakes and small stakes. They might see what reacts to that. They drive you into these terrible time tournaments that end after 45 minutes. And then they drive you in there. They get you away from here. More players keep money on the site. I don't exactly know what their plan is here. I have not put a lot of thought into any of this type of stuff. And quite frankly, I don't really want to put a lot of thought into why they're doing the things that they're doing. They're obviously approaching things from a very, business, a business standpoint here. And where I don't think it's a standpoint where they really give a fuck about you, the player out there. They care about making money, and obviously all the business people are going to jack each other off and say, oh my God, it's just business. They got a legal shareholder right to the company. It's like, all right, guys, okay. All right, we got it. They got a legal shareholder right to the company. But I think on the other side, there are people that should say things, and Pokerstars, they're kind of geniuses, because can you imagine this, guys? They turned the most popular poker player in the world, Dan Negreanu. They've taken the biggest influencers in poker with the hardest core audiences with Twitch streams and YouTube, and they have all these players out there selling this dream or selling this idea you could come on play on Pokerstars and you can actually make money. Well, a lot of these guys aren't winning at poker. They're winning at poker because Pokerstars pays them money. The audience pays them money. The audience buys them in tournaments. So the players are watching these people out there. They're just like, oh my God, I want to open a chest. And then they go play on the site thinking that this person's a professional poker player. The person's not a professional poker player. They would be doing something else with their life if they weren't sponsored by Pokerstars or if your audience wasn't paying you. These guys aren't making money from poker, but they're selling it like they are. They're not letting people know about these consistent changes. They're not letting them know that Pokerstars' main objective is to bludgeon you for all your money and not actually have you win at poker and change what we all think about or know as poker. They don't let people. I don't think they're letting people. I haven't seen that. Maybe they are. I don't really know. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe Negreanu's letting people know this. Maybe I don't know. But they're geniuses, man. Look at this, man. This is crazy. Shout out to David Bazoff, man. That's the one guy I want to have on the podcast. That, right now he's facing the insider trading allegations, which that whole situation is a little bit weird as well too. But from my research into David Bazoff, he appears to be an incredibly corrupt man who certainly made some interesting decisions in different parts of his life in different countries around the world. And I mean, maybe we'll get more of that into a future video or not. But he is one of the people I want to have on my podcast the most and talk to him, because that man is a leveraging and business genius, as you can see by him leveraging the massive player base and the reputation of Pokerstars that they built up, and the reputation of Dan Negreanu, the reputation of the streamers on Pokerstars and the people that represent Pokerstars, reputation of high quality live tournaments, reputation of giving back to the players, reputation of being known as a poker site, and now turning this into a online gaming site with sports betting, with casino games, with poker formats that you can actually win in the long run, and you're losing that. I mean, it's rather impressive when you think about it, really, from a business standpoint. So, and what can you do as players? Where do you go? I mean, if you continue to play on Pokerstars, you're basically supporting this. If you choose not to support other sites like a Party Poker, 888 Poker, and you choose to support Pokerstars, well, you're basically telling them to, hey, keep making changes like this. So when you have other sites out there that are trying to do some good for the players, like a Party Poker, I mean, I feel like it's probably best to at least give those sites a shot. Obviously, Stars has great software. Stars has a lot of games to play, and there's going to be people out there who are still able to beat the games on here. But I don't think it's the worst thing to go try these other sites out and sort of realize that this is what Pokerstars' long-term goal is. Their long-term goal is to slowly change the games and slowly change the percentages that people play, slowly changes the format. I mean, they're driving people to fucking time tournaments that end after 15 minutes. I mean, come on. So I don't know how this makes things better for recreational poker players. And, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about these changes in the chat. Let me know how you feel about it, if you agree with them, if you might want to try out another site. And I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. Much love.